Hello, everyone. My name is Kareem with Foreign Web Chat, and today I'll be talking with Olya and Vita to learn about Ukrainian women and how Western men can meet them and some things they can expect. Without further ado, let's get into the video where they'll both introduce themselves and talk a little bit about what it's like to meet a woman in Ukraine and how you can be successful doing that.
Tell Оля, I told already. Оля, я тільки що представилася і сказала, що мене звати Віта. А тоді я розкажу, що ти в Миколаєві, ти зараз в гарячій точці, і, будь ласка, розкажи трошечки про себе.
I work in the designer, web designer and Instagram and SMM. Ведуча я не знаю, як буде, але я буду не говорити. Yes, I live in Mykolaiv. It's dangerous, but зараз спокійно, як сказати.
Now it's safe there, but it's only Olya think it's safe, but actually it's danger now, Olya. There, but Olya is very brave, so she stay with
designer, да. Instagram. Також можу сказати, що я планую через місяць виїжджати на Західну Україну, бо там спокійніше.
But actually Olya want to move from this dangerous city to the safe region of Ukraine. I hope she will do it soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and so we can start to our conversation. Yes, Kareem, maybe you have questions to ask.
Yeah, definitely. And I did the introductory video, but just to let everybody know, my name is Kareem. And I became interested in foreign web chat because I think it's a great way for guys, especially in Western countries, who maybe are having trouble with just indigenous relationships or just want a way to kind of get out of their comfort zone, which is a huge part of learning and growing, to actually meet women from Ukraine. So now that I'm getting to know you guys, it's Vita and Olya, correct? Is that how I say your name?
Yes, it's correct. Vita and Olya.
Vita and Olya. All right, so everyone, I'm here today with Vita and Olya. Vita is in the UK, and Olya is in Ukraine. So I'm really, really excited to get this, kind of going. So first thing I want to do is, if you're interested in this, if you're a male viewer in particular, I want to encourage you to say, hey, you can have this experience too by actually getting video chats, getting assistance traveling to Europe. Even with what's going on, it's still a possibility, and develop some serious relationships. I'm interested in particular about getting to know more about you guys, particularly anything you want to talk about. If there's something you don't want to, that's fine. Just getting to know each other, and then I'd like to actually learn a little bit about Ukrainian culture, because maybe some people, especially now, know about Ukraine, but they don't know too much about the culture, the differences between that of even other Eastern European cultures and Western culture.
Yes, it's great. Very nice to meet you, Kareem, and I will answer your question with pleasure. So we can start. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So, I would like to learn a little bit more about you guys, and I would like to learn what specifically makes Ukrainian culture fundamentally different from that of even other Eastern European cultures and that of Western culture. If someone was to say, hey, I'm interested in learning more about this, or I'm trying to think about foreign web chat, what makes Ukrainian culture uniquely specific?
Olya, you want something to say?
Я на на половинку, зрозуміла.
Окей. Карім спитав, чи є щось нам є таке особливе, що є в нашій культурі українській для спілкування з західними чоловіками, що ми можемо розказати. Тому, якщо ти щось хочеш розказати, то Можеш зараз, а я перекладу.
Тобто, яка різниця, так я розумію?
Да, не то, що яка різниця, а яка є специфіка нашої країни, наших людей.
Ні, перше, те, як особлива специфіки немає, є тільки проблема в тому, що жінки українські, вони відкриті легко до відносин з іноземцями. Але є проблем, це англійська мова, тобто бар'єр англомовний. І, відповідно, часто, коли є жінки закохуються або подобаються чоловіки, американці, будь-хто, вони хвилюються за те, що їм сказати і як себе вести. Тобто, щоб це було не перебір, щоб виглядати в їхніх очах, можливо, навіть краще, чим вони насправді є. Я, мабуть, правильно сказала, я не знаю.
Я перекладу зараз. So Olya tells that no some specific between Ukraine's culture and American culture. It's Ukraine's women is very open to meeting Western men, so they actually wanted to meet somebody from there and for marriage and relationship and but the problem is only we have a language, not all Ukrainian girls know English, and so something can be dismissed, and she's afraid about this situation that somebody cannot understand each other. And what do you think about it, Kareem?
I think that's interesting, because like you're translating right now, correct? So you're kind of like in between me and Olya, kind of, talking about how we can communicate. So yeah, it's definitely going to be like concerning you say, okay, I'm going to go abroad, go overseas and meet somebody. And there's always going to be a language barrier, in my opinion. Even people who are British and American, sometimes they use expressions, that I don't quite understand. Or even Australians, will use some expressions I don't quite understand, like bro or bruv or something like that. And furthermore, going to like, different languages, yeah, I think it's a little bit nerve-wracking because you're going to say, how am I going to talk to this person? Even if I like the person and there's mutual attraction, how's it actually going to work? But the nice thing, I think, with like foreign web chat, having you and having other people is that you can actually translate. So like I'm doing right now, I know some guys would say I'm kind of apprehensive because I don't speak the language. That's actually the biggest thing, they're like, well, I do like women from this part of the world, but I don't speak that language, so I don't want to try it. But with services like this, you can actually get someone to translate back and forth. And then what was something that was a huge barrier now actually becomes a lot of fun, because now I can sit here, ask you guys questions like I'm doing right now, and then you can translate. She can say whatever she wants to talk about and they can translate. So I think not only is it fun now, it's making something that was a restraint an opportunity. And I think that's really cool. Now, you said Ukrainian women are interested in meeting a guy from, a Western country, but do they see language as a barrier as well? Would they be interested if somebody, came from an English-speaking country or a Spanish-speaking country or even French and was not really great at speaking any of the language? Would that be a big problem? Or if they were conversational? Or what would they think about that?
For me, actually, it's not a problem language because I speak English, so it's very interesting to me. And also, I think it's a good opportunity, Ukrainian woman, to speak with somebody in English and grows skills. And also, Western men can learn Ukrainian. Will be cool. what do you think about learn Ukrainian language if you will find the girl of your dream and she very bad speak English, Kareem?
I see, to me, I think a lot of people would say that's like a huge barrier, but honestly, I think if you're going to put the time into a relationship, then you're going to have to make some kind of sacrifice. And that's with any relationship, even if you both speak the language, you know what I mean? It's not something that you can get past. Generally, a relationship is, you know, you're going to give and take. And there's things you're going to like and dislike and things that are going to be challenges. I think if you're going to put the time and you really do like somebody, then whatever language it is, you're going to take the time to learn that. Like, I have family that speaks primarily Arabic, and I didn't understand them, so I'm not going to say I'm fluent, but I took the time to learn enough, you know, writing and speaking to actually talk to them. Now, that's not a romantic relationship, that was family members, but it's the same kind of idea. If you want to communicate with someone and it's important enough, take the time to actually learn that language and take the time to figure out, you know, how to at least master it or do well conversationally. I'm not going to say you have to sit down and learn all the Ukrainian characters and syntax, but I think it's worth it to at least figure out, you know, some basic conversation of everyday life, which is interesting.
Yes, I agree. And it must be girl only from Ukraine, or you can look to the other girls from maybe other countries.
Well, the interesting thing is, yeah, there are women from other countries that are really interesting as well. But here's the problem is that there's not necessarily, or I don't know of, any reliable ways to actually talk to them. So say I meet like a girl in like Colombia or something, or say I meet a, you know, girl even from Mexico or something, which is close to the United States. Well, I can try and learn Spanish and stuff like that, but I'd still kind of need a translator, kind of figure out the culture. And I would still need a little bit of assistance kind of figuring out, you know, how does their family life work and everything. But if you have a translator, you have someone helping you, that makes it a lot less nerve-wracking because then you're not trying to figure it out all yourself. If you have to try and figure out everything yourself, I think it's kind of, you get nervous. Like if I said, okay, just go to this country, meet somebody, you don't speak the language, you don't know. Customs are also important too. Even if you do speak the language, different countries have different customs and you don't want to mess up on that. Which, that would kind of be my next question. If you could get past the language part, is there any customs Western guys should know when they're trying to date somebody from Ukraine or then in that area?
I think Ukraine's girls are open to relationship with I think almost men from all world, because I see in Ukraine many marriage between men from other culture, and it's not a problem. And I think it's now with war, Ukraine's girls moved from Ukraine to the other countries, and it's good that they can meet also there. Men's, but if they can meet men's with help of chat, it's a great opportunity to.
You're good.
Sorry.
You're good.
Sorry, it's cold. Sorry. So, sorry, with if with the help of this chat, Ukraine's girl can meet somebody. If they now in Europe or other countries from America, actually, it's good to move to there. Or men can come from America or Canada to her in Europe, and it's a great opportunity to meet each other, maybe in the country that near the beach, something in Turkey, come together. Yes, or I don't know, Dominican Republic, to spend some vacation together and to know better each other is also, I think, very good. What do you think about to meet girls when you have vacation together?
I think that's some of the best times because you're relaxed and you're not trying to say, hey, I'm going to go out and like try and go to the club or go to the bar or do anything like that. You're actually interested in creating a romantic relationship at that point in time. And if you do go on vacation to the Dominican Republic, I think that's pretty awesome. What I would say, or what I would kind of ask is, are Ukrainian women interested in going to like Western countries like Canada and stuff like that? Or are they more interested in staying in where they're at? You know, even aside from everything that's going on, take it back a few years, would they be interested in moving somewhere, or would they be interested in leaving? And I know you can't speak to all the population, but in general, if you were to kind of throw that question out and just generalize it, what would be the answer? More interested in staying or more interested in...
Yes, I understand what you mean, and if for my opinion, yes, Ukrainian women want to move to the good countries such as America or Canada. It's a great opportunity, I think, and it's very hard to know to take a green card or something visa in this country. And marriage is also a great opportunity to move to America and in the dream country, and also my husband from there is, I think, absolutely amazing. And what I asked Olya what she think about, maybe she have her opinion. Оля, як ти вважаєш, чи хочуть українські жінки переїхати саме до Америки або Канади до чоловіка, чи щоб чоловік переїхав до України і жив з ними в Україні, або там, де перебуває жінка?
Тобто, якщо жінки в Україні, в Канаді, чи вони хочуть, щоб чоловіки до них приїхали, правильно?
Ні. Оля, якщо зараз жінка знаходиться в Україні, чи хоче вона переїхати до свого коханого в Америку чи Канаду, чи хоче, щоб він переїхав до неї в Україну і залишався з нею, або там, де вона перебуває?
З тим становищем, що зараз в Україні, і невідомо, наскільки це місяць, рік, два, то а вже ж жінка більше міру хоче виїхати з України. Тому, якби була можливість, то я впевнена, що більшість жінок би хотіли би виїхати в Канаду або в Америку, тому що зараз це те місце, яке можна сказати, спокійніше, тому що вибрати, наприклад, Польщу або ще якусь країну, то вони найближче до України і може настати те ж саме, що зараз у нас. Тому, можливо, це дуже далеко, Канада, Америка, але чому би і ні? Я думаю, що жінки, те, що зараз тут, то вони б поїхали. Якби спокійно було війни не було б, то я думаю, що якби знайшла вона коханого в Америці, американця, то спокійно би хотіла б, щоб він переїхав до неї. Це все за те, що війна.
Olya told that before war, she thinks that it's better that Western men come to Ukraine to meet with women, but when war started, so it's very dangerous to stay in Ukraine, so it's very good opportunity to come to America or Canada, or it's very good to meet in Europe, I think, also. Together in a safe place, actually.
That's great.
And also Olya told that the countries where near the Ukraine is also dangerous now because the war can be there. So it's good that come to America or Canada because it's far from Ukraine and it's a safe place for the future.
Okay, that's good. I guess I would ask, though, just out of curiosity, I know people in Ukraine. I'm not saying people in the U.S. and Canada are not family oriented. I think it fundamentally depends on culture. And you have to kind of take a look at different cultures and then see where they're at. That being said, though, I do feel certain cultures, such as Ukrainian culture, Middle Eastern culture, different cultures in Central America and Asian culture are more family oriented. So if they were to move to a specific country, America, Canada, the UK, France, anything like that, would they still be interested in going back to see their family and things like that? And that's assuming like after everything's done. Because I know they would say, okay, I want to move right now because circumstances are really tough. That being said, would they still want to have a strong family connection after they leave and go back periodically?
I think it's very good to sometimes visit family together with boyfriend or husband, family in Ukraine or where the family live because of the war. But I think it's Ukraine's women's very like freedom. They don't actually, I think, to live with mother or father together, to come with parents.
No, not coming with them, just visiting.
No, only visit, yes,
Yeah.
but our girls like to have own family.
Yes, yeah.
And yes, it's also great. And I also want to know, Kareem, what's your dream girl? What you want to meet in the future?
Yeah,
in the nearest future.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll actually get to that. I'll ask one question before that. So actually taking it back to Western guys, because I think there's a really, really good opportunity. I think this is my perspective, and for all the viewers, this is just my perspective. But a problem I think and I've done some videos with this on Earnest in the past, in Western countries, in Canada, United States, maybe the UK as well, there's a lot of this idea of, well, we're going to kind of move past the nuclear family, or there's less emphasis on the nuclear family. We can kind of see that through statistics, that less and less people are getting married. Actually, some of my coworkers and friends, which I'm not going to name them, I've talked about marriage and they freak out in the United States. Like, you don't want to do that, because of all these circumstances right now. And it does seem a lot harder, especially for my generation than it was my parents' generation, grandparents' generation, because people value, long-term commitments less and less. If things get difficult sometimes, they want to walk away. Or if they find someone who has, say, more of a specific thing like financial success or this or that, they always want to, keep trying to as opposed to saying, I committed to this, I'm going to stay with that. So I guess my question is, the interesting thing is, from what I'm seeing in Europe, though, there's still a lot of women who are interested in just getting married, having a family, not necessarily trying to date this person, that person, and that person. My dream girl would be somebody who would be interested in that long-term relationship and would be family oriented, because there's a lot of movements here and there's a lot of issues here that make that pretty difficult. And that was even before this whole, if you want to call it, international situation with this pandemic. Now it's even tougher because certain businesses have been closed. People are still social distancing. Some people are still, wearing masks and stuff like that. So it's even tougher to meet. It's even tougher to meet somebody. So I think this is probably the best option that I know of. If guys want to get straight to the point and say, I'm looking for someone who's interested in marriage, I'm looking for someone who's interested in family, and or both. And that would be kind of my dream thing. It's not necessarily that I have a specific type, because I don't. As long as I can find them physically attractive and they're interested in long-term relationships, then yeah, that'd be what I'd be going for.
Yeah, it's cool. I hope everything will be good, and I hope you will meet Ukrainian woman, because actually Ukrainian woman is very, very nice, beautiful, and smart, and hardworking. They good mother, can be good mother for children, and also they can be a partner in business for you. So I wish you to meet actually Ukrainian girl.
Yeah, and that's why I really like a lot of what you're doing here, is because yes, people would ask like, okay, Kareem, why would you talk about foreign web chat? I can pull up my my phone here and I can go on these goofy dating apps. I don't know if you're like Tinder and this, and swipe up and swipe left. But what I found on most apps, at least here in the West, is a lot of people are looking for very short-term relationships or hookups or stuff like that. And if that's what people want to do, that's fine. But what about guys is, it's very hard to get on these apps and say, oh, I want to get married and have a family. That's generally not something you see in a lot of Western dating apps. But with foreign web chat, you are making that possible. And I think that's good, because a lot of guys are probably looking for that. Even though they don't say that they're looking for someone who's going to be committed long-term, because that's actually what's going to matter. And then someone who, if they want to start a family, someone who will be, a good partner for that and a good mother.
Yeah, it's great. Оля, що ти думаєш з приводу, якого б ти чоловіка хотіла зустріти? Якби помріяти трошечки, так, абстрактно кажучи, якщо взяти, твою думку просто, якого б чоловіка хотіла б зустріти українська дівчина, тобто, може трошечки так опишеш.
Я кажу, кожна жінка мріє, це не так, як зовнішність, а мудрого, сильного, який би міг забезпечувати сім'ю не тільки фінансово, а й також якби в дуеті другом бути, підтримкою. А фінанси – це в додаток. Но саме важливе – це якби вони могли, наприклад, для мене дуже важливо, коли чоловік співслово тебе розуміє, коли є взаєморозуміння, немає криків в сім'ї. І коли є чоловік, з яким можна обговорити всі питання. Завжди для мене було цікаво з чоловіком працювати разом і мати спільний взаємний бізнес. Це дуже поєднує, хоч інші жінки, деякі не дуже люблять разом працювати. Для мене, наприклад, особисто для мене, це важливо. І коли є споріднені душі в хобі, наприклад, разом щось їх об'єднує. Не тільки робота, а й ще, наприклад, там кататись на мотобайки разом, або плавати на човні. Тобто те, що у них є традиційне разом робити сім'єю. Це об'єднує. Не тільки сніданок, наприклад, кожну неділю.
Так, давай я переведу, а потім, якщо хочеш, ще продовжиш. Оля told that for her opinion, the Ukrainian women want to meet Western men that can be as a friend for her, could understand her, not be aggressive, stay calm. Can be a good partner in business also, because Ukrainian women want to work, and it will be good that they can build relationship also in the not in only between them, but in the business also. Also, she want that they have a hobby together. as a motorbike or something what love this couple actually. I think she think it's important also.
Yeah, no, definitely, because I think when it comes to relationships, people look at the romance part, but you also want to find someone who's interested if you want to start a business or make an income or work, or you're definitely going to have hobbies. You want someone who's going to support that and not say like, oh, okay, well, I just want you as a partner, but then have no interest in anything else you're doing. That's going to make things really, really, really difficult. So I think the last thing, I'd like to talk about is, what are some hobbies or different things that, Western men, that if they're involved in, Ukrainians might be interested in. Is there any particular things, or is it just something in general? Like, just my example, I play in a band. I do a little bit of like boxing, kickboxing, stuff like that. And I also do like video freelancing. Is there any particular?
Wow.
Yeah. So,
it's amazing. Yes, you have amazing hobbies.
yeah. So.
Yes. So you want to ask about hobbies, yes?
Yes. Is there any particular hobbies, like, say, there's a guy watching this from the UK or watching this from America or Canada? Are there any particular hobbies that come to mind that you're like, oh, people from Ukraine, specifically women from Ukraine, might be interested in? Or is it just, show them what you're interested in general, and then they might like that or not? So.
Yes, that I agree with Olya that Ukraine's women want to spend time with their men and want to have hobbies together, and it can be different hobbies. I like your hobbies, Kareem. It's very, very interesting. I think your woman will be happy.
I hope so.
With your hobbies. Yes, of course. And so it's very good to spend time together. And yes, it's will be amazing. So I think yes.
Okay.
And okay, thank you. If Olya, maybe if you don't have question, and Kareem. So.
Okay. No, I really want to thank you guys, because I think a lot of men, Western men, are still looking for someone who they can marry long term or be with long term. I think this is really going to help people get kind of a perspective that this kind of service still exists, as opposed to just, dating apps or hookup apps, which we're, pound with. And it's a good idea, especially if you're looking for something long term,